Hello, First Baptist Church. I'm here with an update from the Pastor Search Committee, and I've got Lara with me. She's been asking me lots of good questions about the pastor search process, and I thought I would just bring her on. She can ask her questions, and everybody can hear the answers all together. All right, you got any questions?
Well, when will the candidate be here?
All right, this is exciting. The candidate will be here December 4. That's a Friday, Saturday, December 5, and Sunday, December 6.
Okay, who is it?
That's the question everybody wants to know, is who's the candidate. And so we will be sending out an informational mailer. It will be set to arrive in your mailbox around December 3rd. And we will also be using all the normal digital communication methods to send you a digital version. But that'll have all the details that you'll want to know about the candidate and his family, and it'll be a really good piece. So that'll be set to arrive around December 3rd.
Okay, so when I get the information, what can I do with it?
Oh, right. You keep it to yourself. They're as excited as we'll be. There's not to be any sharing on social media of the candidate or the candidate's name or how excited you are that the candidate will be here or the hometown of the candidate. And we won't go flooding his Facebook page. We won't go flooding the church website. So just keep that mailer to yourself. All right. What else you got?
So how can we get to know the candidate then?
Okay. There are going to be two options for getting to know the candidate. The absolute best and most comfortable way to get to know the candidate will be two different Zoom meetings. On Friday night, Friday, December 4 at 7 p.m. and Saturday afternoon, December 5th at 4 p.m. we will have a moderated Zoom meeting. So I'll be the moderator. The candidate and I'll give a brief introduction. We'll have a brief interview, and then there will be time for you to ask questions. You can ask one, they can ask one, everybody can ask a question if you want through the chat feature. The chat comments will come to me, and I'll go through those and we'll ask questions of the candidate. And those will last about an hour long. Friday, 7 p.m., Saturday, 4 p.m.
Okay, so Zoom, but you said there are two ways, so what's the other way?
Right, okay, so we know that part of our job as Pastor Search Committee is to make sure that we get the candidate to you, presented to you, so that you have an opportunity to get to know the candidate. And we know that there are some in the congregation who just are having trouble with accessibility or connectivity. So we've been talking with the COVID-19 task force, and we're going to have 3 very limited seating, very restricted in-person meetings.
Okay, well when will those be?
Okay, those will be Friday, December 4th at noon, Saturday, December 5th at 10 a.m., and Saturday, December 5th at 2 p.m. But I want to reiterate, and we'll talk about this in a minute, those are reservation only and limited seating. We're only allowing up to 40 people in per session. So you got to have a reservation in to be able to come in. Obviously, masks will be required, physical distancing will be required, and basically adhering to all the terms of the church covenant, which you can find where?
On the website.
On the website. Church covenant, wearing masks, physical distancing, limiting to 40 people.
Okay, so who is this for?
Okay, we really strongly suggest that for the in-person meetings, these are for that small overlap of folks who are able to get out of the house but unable to reach some kind of connectivity with our digital platforms. In short, anybody basically who's watching this, if you're watching this on the live stream, and if you've participated in the Wednesday night sessions, then please join the Zoom meetings that we're going to have available, and leave the seats at the in-person options, leave those seats for the folks who just are unable to connect.
Oh, well, in person, that should be fun. I bet people will want to visit, and we'll get to see the candidate and visit longer. And
Right, yeah, unfortunately that's not going to be the case. We are going to strictly enforce, yours truly is going to strictly enforce the physical distancing. There will be no gathering beforehand. The doors will be open 15 minutes before. We will usher you into your seat. You'll sit down in your space. There'll be no mixing and mingling beforehand. There'll be no gathering in the middle of it. And afterward, we're going to stand you up and exit you by section and by rows, and ask you to leave the building, so there won't be any gathering with our friends during the in-person session. Furthermore, the candidate really wants to meet everybody, really wants to visit with everybody, but unfortunately, because of physical distancing standards, we're not going to be able to allow folks to come up and gather and visit and get to know the candidate that way. I'm very sorry, but this is the safest way to do it for everybody involved. And I really mean it. I'm gonna have to be the bad guy, and I'm gonna be enforcing that on everyone at the in-person meetings. In short, the Zoom meetings are by far going to be the more comfortable for you, and they're going to be the more fun, and you're going to have a better experience. I really think that the Zoom is the way to go, unless you're one of the folks who just really needs the in-person option.
You mentioned reservations, so tell me about that.
Right. Every person who shows up for an in-person meeting must have a reservation. There are two reasons for this. One is we really do have to strictly adhere to the maximum number of people allowed in the building. So that means there's no swinging by your bestie's house or picking up your sister-in-law on the way to the church and saying, hop in, we're going. No, everyone who's coming must have a registered seat, so we make sure that we're sticking to our number. And secondly, and honestly, frankly, it's also for contact tracing purposes. When someone contracts the virus by reason of being at this event, we need to reach out and contact everyone who's there. And so that's unfortunate, but that's another reason. So we got to know exactly who's going to be there.
So how do I make that reservation if I know somebody that needs to?
If somebody really needs this option, then there are two ways that they can do this. Starting tomorrow, Monday, at 10 a.m., they can go to the website and they can register online. Or starting tomorrow, Monday, at 10 a.m., they can call the church office.
So what's your preference?
Yeah, I think we've made it clear. I think the Zoom is going to be a far better experience. I think you will get to see the candidate up close, or more up close through the Zoom than you would in person. I think you'll be more comfortable in your own environment than the masks and physical distancing we're going to enforce at the church. So I think if you're possibly, if it's within possibility of being able to do it through the Zoom, I think that's going to be a better experience. And I can tell you from having worked with the candidate through numerous Zoom meetings, his energy and enthusiasm for the position, for the church, for the community will be evident. You will see that come through your screen. So that I don't think you have to worry about getting to know the candidate through the Zoom. That you will, it will be evident.
What about worship on Sunday? Do we see him then?
Absolutely. He's very excited about this as well. Just like we've been doing since March, the candidate will be recording a live stream. He's excited to and is ready to do this from our pulpit in our auditorium. Now, we won't be there. We'll see it on the live stream, but he's excited to do that from our auditorium, and that will be in the Sunday morning worship service, December 6th.
What about voting?
Yes, everyone will have an opportunity to vote, and I will be back here next Sunday to tell everybody how the voting will work. See you then. Thanks, everybody. Thank you, Lara, and thanks, church, for all your awesome questions. There you go. See you the weekend of December 4 to December 6.